Hey everybody, and welcome to Skills on Sunday for June 28th, 2020. I'm your host, DM Gallibond. Alright everybody, today on Skills on Sunday we are going to be looking at the healer feat from D&D 5e and seeing where this came from in the history of the game. So let's go ahead and get on with the show. Alright, healer is a feat in 5e. You're an able physician, allowing you to mend wounds quickly, get your allies back in the fight. You gain the following benefits. When you use a healer's kit to stabilize a dying creature, that creature also regains 1 hit point. And as an action, you can spend 1 use of a healer's kit to tend to a creature and restore 1d6 plus 4 hit points to it, plus additional hit points equal to the creature's maximum number of hit dice. Creature can't regain hit points from this feat again until it finishes a short or long rest. So, what does that mean? So, if you're going to use a healer's kit on an 8th level character, you roll 1d6 plus 4, so that's going to be anywhere from 5 to 10. 5 to 10 hit points, then it's automatically going to get an extra 8 hit points because it has 8 hit dice as an 8th level character. So, you would increase that total from 13 to, what? 4 is 12, and so 13 to 18 would be the range for that. Okay, so that's pretty good. That is a pretty useful thing to have, because if somebody is at 0 and making death saves, you can immediately get them up to, probably where they can survive 1 hit, maybe before their turn comes around, and they can drink a potion, or the cleric can run over and, hit them with a bigger heal spell or something like that. So that's a nice thing. Now, if we go all the way back to the original D&D rules, there actually was a skill called healing. Their skills were an optional thing in original D&D, and they went away from it in first edition, and eventually they started to creep back in under various guises in second edition. But in original edition, healing was the ability to treat wounds and diagnose illnesses among humans and demi-humans. Demi-humans is the original name they used for humanoids. Yeah. All right. Successful skill roll allows a character to restore 1d3 hit points to a wounded character. And it cannot be used on a wounded character more than once for the same set of wounds. And so they give this whole big explanation if you're fighting a troll and a troll scratches you. Well, at the end of the battle, you can use the healing skill. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. So, maybe you get healing from a cleric or something, but the wounds aren't all the way healed. Then you walk around the corner and you get in a fight with a harpy. And the harpy shoots you with an arrow. And you, at the end of that battle, okay, now you have a wound from the arrow. The person with the healing skill can come and try to heal you from the arrow, but they cannot try to heal you from the troll wound that you got earlier. It's, then you're starting to think, okay, do I have to keep track of separate, pools of damage to represent the pool of damage that I got from one fight versus another fight? That's kind of what they wanted you to do, is to keep track of things that way. That's really kind of complicated, but that was first edition for you, or original edition, I should say. Now, like I said, in first edition or AD&D, all those skills and everything went away. Come back to second edition, they introduced what's called proficiencies. So proficiencies were uh, a precursor to the modern skills and feats. So healing, a character proficient in healing knows how to use natural medicines and basic principles of first aid. This is almost the same as the original edition. It's just like they went back to original edition and say, hey, we like these skills, let's just take them and plop them in the second edition. Now they did a little bit of updates to it. So if a wounded character remains in the care of someone with healing proficiency, that character can recover lost hit points at a rate of 1 per day, even when traveling or engaging in non-strenuous activity. Wait a minute, record scratch. For those of you only familiar with 5th edition, yes. Back in the old days, when we got hurt in a fight, we used to recover hit points at the rate of 1 hit point a day. And we liked it that way. And you know, and we had to be in bed rest to get that 1 hit point a day. You couldn't be traveling from one adventure to another. No, sirree. You had to go lay in a bedroll in a tent and just stay there. And you couldn't do any strenuous activity, or else you wouldn't get no hit points back. So that was what used to happen in the old editions of the game. But in second edition, they said, oh, well, if someone has the healing edition, hey, you guys can all travel, and you'll still get your 1 hit point recovered every day. Isn't that great? Okay, and if the wounded character gets complete rest under the care of a healer, you can actually get 2 points a day. And then only characters both healing and herbalism proficiencies can help others recover at the rate of 3 hit points per day. Yes, there was a herbalism. Herbalism was kind of quasi sort of precursor of how do we brew potions and stuff. A character with healing proficiency also attempt to aid poisoned individual, provided the poison entered through a wound. The poisoned character be tended. Blah blah blah. +2 bonus to saving throw. Delay the saving throw until the last round of tending. No proficiency check is required. And cannot do anything. So okay, all right. Character with healing proficiency also attempt to diagnose and treat diseases. When dealing with normal diseases, successful proficiency automatically reduces the disease's mildest form and shortest duration. Okay, those who have herbalism knowledge gain an additional +2 to this check. Proficient characters also attempt to deal with magical diseases, whether caused by spells or creatures. Okay, then we go to herbalism. Those with herbalist knowledge can identify plants and fungus and prepare non-magical potions, poultices, powders, balms, salves, ointments, infusions, and plasters for medical and pseudo-medical purposes. They also prepare natural plant poisons and purgatives. DM must decide the exact strength of such poisons based on the poison rules for the DMG. Now, let me just pause here and say, I owe my players in my games a huge apology, and I am going to try to do better. Because one of the things I love, absolutely love, about the first and second edition DMGs is I love the exhaustive lists of minerals, gemstones, herbs, and critter parts that are all purported to have properties that can be used in the preparation of potions. That's the kind of thing that I want my players to be able to access in the game. You're familiar, most of you are probably familiar with playing video games, and most video games, the RPGs, MMOs, whatever, have a crafting system where, hey, you go out and you get this stuff and you get that stuff and you get this other stuff and you get this stuff, and then you go and you find a workstation and you combine all this stuff together and you get a potion, or you get a scroll, or you get a magic item, or whatever. Well, D&D was doing that in first edition, second edition, It had all these things that were there, and I really want to bring that to my players and give them that experience, that visceral. Oh, hey, we just killed a manticore. Oh, what can we use manticore parts for? Well, roll a knowledge check, or yeah, roll a nature check, whatever the hell it is. Fifth edition. Roll the check. Ooh, that's pretty good. Go back to my old edition book. Manticore. Hey, you can use stuff for this and this and this and this. All right. So that's the kind of thing I want to be able to do for my players, and I haven't been doing it. Bad DM. Bad DM. Okay. Confessions of a bad DM. All right. Now, in third edition, we get to the heal skill. In fifth edition, healer is um, a feat, but the heal skill, or heal was a skill in the third edition, and it didn't have a healer uh, per se feat. Feats were actually introduced in third edition in the game. All right, so use the skill to keep a badly wounded friend from dying, help others recover faster from wounds, keep your friend from succumbing to a wyvern's poison sting, or to treat disease. And then it gives you different tasks and the DC check. And then kind of examples of rendering first aid or long-term care. Um, the giving long-term care counts as light activity for the healer. And you cannot give long-term care to yourself. So these are for things that care about where you have no activity or light activity or medium activity or whatever. Treat wounds from caltrop spike growth or spike stones. Um, those things would, uh, I think in fifth edition they're counted as difficult terrain, but in older editions, like if you ever stepped on caltrops, it's like you'd be moving at half movement for a day or something like that. And so this can go ahead and um, you know remove that disability of moving at half speed. Treat poison, self-explanatory. Treat disease, again, self-explanatory. And then they all have these actions: providing first aid, treating a bit is standard action. Treating disease or tending a character wounded by a spike growth, it takes 10 minutes of work. And providing long-term care requires 8 hours of light activity. So try again. Are you allowed to try the skill again? And it gives you rules for when you can or can't. And then it gives you special rules. Okay. Character with self-sufficient feat gets a +2 bonus on heal checks. And a healer's kit gives you a +2 circumstance bonus on heal checks. So yeah, third edition was the bomb diggity for those people who really love atomic level components and building things. People who love playing with Legos, they love third edition because it's like, oh, I take this little bitty brick over here and I plug it in here on my character, and then this brick here and I plug it in here. And hey, guess what? After 15 levels of plugging stuff in, I can really do stuff. Um, that was third edition for you. All right, and fourth edition. Heal is also a skill, as opposed to a feat. You know how to help someone recover from wounds or debilitating conditions, including disease. And again, rendering first aid, treating disease, um, different types of things. Okay, so use second wind, stabilize the dying, grant a saving throw, and treating disease. You can treat disease and it replaces endurance. So your heal check result determines the disease effect. If the result is higher than a disease character's endurance check result. Okay, so that is pretty much it. All right, that's our discussion of the healer feat. And, things I like about looking back at the old editions is like when somebody throws you a curveball, they've got this feat or they've got this skill and they want to do something. And you go, does that really apply or doesn't it? And you look at the rules in the current edition, and they have found the perfect little gap in the rules. Well, it's not quite this, and it's not quite this, and maybe it's in between here, maybe it's not, but I can't quite decide whether it is. Well, if you know what the previous editions of the game said about similar skills, you can then go, yeah, that's in the spirit of this. I'm going to allow it. And of course, as a DM, you're always free to allow the rule of cool. Somebody wants to do something as a healer, yeah, I like it. Go ahead, go for it, because it's cool. Um, but of course, there's also the rule of crud. If somebody wants to do something, get out of here with that crud. Just get out of here. Just pipe down, you. Okay, yeah, just go away. Uh, don't be bringing that nonsense in here. Um, so you're free to do that as a DM as well. All right, everyone. I have been DM Gallibond. This has been Skills on Sunday. If you like everything that we're doing here on this channel, I would love it if you would click that subscribe button down below. Ring the little bell, and that will let you know every time we post something new to this channel. Hopefully, we will see you back here next week for another Skills on Sunday. And don't forget that Sunday afternoons, I do a live streaming D&D session called Walker of Waterdeep. And on Monday evenings, I record a channel and live stream my Monster Monday segment. So you can drop by 8 p.m. on Mondays evenings and see what monster we're going to be talking about this week. All right, everyone. Take care. Talk to you later. And I hope you have an absolutely wonderful day. Good night.